that part's live. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pretend like I know what I'm doing.
You're gonna pretend like you know. Got it. Got it.
Yep.
And I'm actually gonna let me see. All right, fair enough. Let me stop this double audio that I'm hearing on my side. Yeah. Streaming's been fun too lately. Alexa thing I'm excited about, obviously, for so
I
many
have
reasons.
that. I have that all included in there.
Mhm. And yeah, it's felt like we haven't recorded in a couple of weeks. Like
It really has
it
been.
feels really weird. Really weird. But yeah. That's pretty much all I have. Yeah, so Greenify is my new thing now. I paid for the full app. Can you believe that? I paid for an app. Can you believe that? So I'm excited about that. Um and my phone is happy about it too, so it's all good.
I try not to pay for apps. Oh, do you have like the Google Awards thing on there? So Google Awards, I think that's what it's called actually. Every once in a while, I usually get one survey every other day or something. You
Hmm.
answer 1 to 5 questions, and
No.
it'll give you some money, like anywhere from like 10 cents to like $1 for answering a survey. And I just collect that up so that I don't have to pay for my apps.
No. It's what's the name of the app? Is it just Google Awards?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna go
Something
look
like
for it
that?
right now.
Let's adjust this mic
Yeah,
here.
let me see. Or Google Opinion Rewards.
Oh, okay. So then what you give them feedback and then what they hook
Yeah,
you
they
up?
just send you random surveys and questions, and sometimes, like, I think maybe 1 every 5, it won't give you anything. But for the most part, it's like 10 cents to like $1. I think I
Hmm.
have $11 right now so far. But in total, in the last year and a half since I've been using
Yeah.
this, my reward history total earned $66.37.
Oh wow. Are you
So,
rocking out right now?
so I don't do, yeah, even though I only have $11 in my wallet. Because
Dude,
I buy in-game stuff on some apps. But it's useful. I mean, you don't have to pay
that's
for
dope.
it.
No, that's really dope actually. That is really dope.
Definitely look
Word.
into that.
Yeah, this Greenify app is really hyping me up right now. It's really dope. It has this super dozing mode where it obviously dozes most of the apps, even the system apps. So when it's charging, when you turn the screen off, it just activates that feature. It's pretty hot. So in terms of how much I'm going to have to charge my phone now on a regular basis, that's going to drop tremendously because I don't leave my screen on just cause. So I'm really excited about that. Pretty dope, pretty hype. Yeah, I'll definitely link it in the show notes and we talk about it a little bit.
Okay, and I think I have everything ready.
Word. 395? Can you believe it?
Oh, 5 away from 400.
Yeah,
My goodness.
that you came in at 340. Isn't that crazy?
I went past
Crazy.
the 7 average
Yeah, you did.
personally.
Congratulations. You made it.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I realize on this overlay here, I should add the Discord stuff too. I'll do that after.
Word. If you can hear this conversation, the audio portion is live and the video portion will be live in just a moment. Thank you for joining
Ready?
us. Episode 395 of the show radio. Danielle is in the house. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I am ready when you are.
Oh, yeah, we good?
Yeah, yes.
Why did you say it like that? Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I can never be can be never too prepared, but I'm sure there's gonna be that one thing of like, oh right, I needed to add that thing. I'm gonna be doing it live and just not say anything about it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So 395. So we'll start.
All
Hey, what's up, guys?
right.
Welcome to another episode of the show radio. My name is Andrew,
Hi guys, I'm Danny.
and this is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. Head over to theshowradio.info. Once again, that's theshowradio.info and check out our past shows. While you're there, subscribe and tell a friend about the show. This is episode 395 of the show radio. And definitely submit your questions. Community at theshowradio.info. Join us on Discord. You can do that at theshowradio.info/Discord. Daniela, how have you been?
It's been a very interesting 2 weeks. It's kind of been up, it's kind of been down, it's kind of been flowing with the weather. And today is literally the first sunny, blue skies days in probably 3 weeks. I want to say it was like 3 weeks, maybe a month,
Mm,
because it's kind of been those kind of sunny where it looks like when you're inside, it's like, oh, look, it looks really nice and bright outside. But you go out there, it's super overcast, it's super muggy, and it's just gray clouds that is threatening to rain, but it just makes you really
threatening
moody.
to rain.
Yeah. It's kind because you don't know, like, all right, it's not raining, it's warm enough that you could go to the beach, but you don't want to go to the beach. It's This is the part that blows my mind. Is you want to go to the beach to go swimming, but you want to go to the beach when it's raining because you don't want to get wet, but you're at the beach to go swimming.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't, but that's the funny thing is that some people don't go. It's like, I don't want to go to the beach because it's gonna rain. I'm gonna get wet, but you're gonna go
But you're
swimming.
going
You're
to
gonna get
get
wet anyways.
wet anyway. I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. It's
I don't
that
get it.
weird, bizarre things, but um, I don't know. I did have some really sad news that I heard, and one of old friends of mine from high school. I found out that her sister unexpectedly like passed away,
Mm,
and that took me to surprise. It's not like I was super close with her sister or anything like that, but she was a sweet girl. She's 28. She turns 29 this year, and she had 4 kids.
wow.
And
Condolences.
yeah, it was
Crazy.
like it kind of hit me like, wow, okay. That was super unexpected, and it just really cements into you and re-cements, not like you should ever forget it, that tomorrow is never guaranteed. It isn't. So you got to
Absolutely
appreciate
not.
every second, every day, everybody that's in your life, every moment that you can. So Andrew, I appreciate you.
Aw,
I
I
do.
appreciate you too, Daniela. Absolutely. On many different levels. I really do. But yeah, man, that's young.
It
That's
is super
crazy
young.
young though. Wow. Moment of silence. Had to do it.
That was my last couple weeks.
Okay.
You're like, and 395 guys.
I'll let
Yay.
you recover from I'll let you do the recovery from that. 'Cause- But it's but yeah. So aside from that, the snowstorms, the thunderstorms on your side, weather is kind of going away now. We're changing up, right? Spring is approaching really quickly.
I hope so. I really do. I want to start off this spring season looking forward to a lot of things. There's a lot of exciting things happening these next couple months. Can't wait till we can talk about them, until I get to see
Word.
you again in June. Yay!
Word. That's
That's
gonna be
literally like a
dope.
few months. So
Can't wait to record a whole bunch of video because that's just what we're gonna be doing most of the time. And so
yay!
yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. So a couple of things that we've been working on. Um, the bonus episodes have been very interesting, and I'll say that because schedule them scheduling them have been pretty easy. Recording the conversation with the people have been really interesting. So I've been putting those out as often as I could, maybe one or two depending on the week. I have one I'm recording this week, and that should be an interesting conversation because I've never spoken to this person before on this type of level. And one that I'm working on, and one that I'll be posting. So there's one already guaranteed posting this week. The ones that we've already posted included Crystal O'Connor from Libsyn. Libsyn is a podcast hosting company, which is the same company that allows us to do all the Spotify stuff, the Alexa stuff, which is fairly new for us. So we're on Alexa now, and I've known her for a while, so it was a great conversation with her. And so that was more podcasting related. The nuances of that was an interesting conversation. So I really enjoyed that one. And then the next one that followed not too far after was the one with Deepshika Sairam. She's a social media strategist, really right now focusing on IG stuff. So I had a wonderful conversation with her. I actually met her at the Gary V signing when I went there in New Jersey. She was the lady in front of me when we're in line. So great conversations. One thing led to another. Boom, she's on the show. That kind of a thing. So those two conversations were really dope. Any comments on anything we've talked about already?
I'm playing catch up still, so I didn't get to listen to those yet. I started listening to I'm bad with names. I don't even think I should try it.
Deepshika,
Deep Shika.
Deepshika,
Yeah.
Deepshika Saram. Yeah, she's dope.
Very interested in that one because I am on social media, but not at the same time. I absorb it rather than add to it in a way. And I started noticing a lot of the very successful like Instagrammers, not necessarily Instagram models, but just people who just happen to know right off the bat how to market their stuff. They all have like
Right,
a theme. That's one, well, not just a theme of like showing the same thing, but even their color schemes. If you look at the entire chart of like all of their pictures follows the same color schemes, and I'm noticing this trend. So I'm very interested to listen to what you have to say and what to input just off of things that I've been noticing myself. So
yeah, it was definitely a great conversation. I think that I still have to go back and re-listen to it because you're kind of listening. Well, let me rephrase that. You're listening while you're recording, and I'm trying to make sure I ask the right questions to so she can give more detail, right? So I need to go back in and listen to it again now that it's published for additional details on something I may have missed while I was checking it out. But she was really really good based on the information that she gave, and as far as theme is concerned, and what you're giving to the people that are following you on IG or whatever the case might be, there has to be an intent there. I think that's one of the things that she was talking about. So yeah, it was definitely a good conversation. And yeah, so a couple of things happening on that front. Definitely want to announce, I guess, as we're doing housekeeping, there will not be a live show for the Easter Sunday Resurrection Sunday week, which is the week of the 26th of March. So we're not recording live that week. We're going to take that time spent with family and then reconvene the following week and see what that looks like. So yeah, so I definitely wanted to mention that. Any other initial thoughts before we go on?
I'm gonna miss you. That's
I'm gonna
April
miss you
8th.
too. I'm gonna miss you too. Is it that long?
Yeah, because April 1st is obviously Easter Sunday, and then yeah, that'd be April 8th.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll definitely talk in between there. I have some things I definitely want to iron out with you too in relation to, as you mentioned, some of the stuff that's coming up in the next couple of months, which the months are flying by right now.
Mm.
It's just
I didn't
in no
even
time
I
I'll be on a plane.
It did not click in my head that this was the ending of March already
Yeah,
until you mentioned like, oh, no show. I'm like, wait, why? What happened? And
yeah.
they were like,
No,
oh,
no,
Easter. I'm
it's
like, oh my goodness, is it already April? What's
yeah,
today? I forgot.
yeah, and that way it gives us a break to really appreciate, gives us time to think about how we're executing things, and if I'm totally off kilter, and really if I'm totally off kilter, because I'll take all the responsibility if something's wrong. So that's just the way I see it. But yeah, so I'm excited about the things that are coming ahead, and excited for the individuals who are tuning into the show. So wherever you're listening from, whether it's local, whether it's domestic or international, we really do appreciate you taking the time to watch the show on Twitch or YouTube, as well as downloading the podcast if that's your preferred method to consume the content. So yeah, so I'm excited about that stuff. Time is moving fast, but it's dope.
Alrighty.
Word,
Then we go right into all the news and what we're known for and what we're good at.
word, word. So interestingly enough, I was trying to figure out exactly what's going on with Facebook. With Zuck's breaking his silence of the Cambridge Analytical controversy, where I don't know if that was directly related to the fact that there were numbers and SMS messages being recorded from Android and all that stuff. And I thought that was interesting, where some companies started suing in relation to that. I don't know if you delved any deeper than that, but definitely want to hear your thoughts on companies capturing that type of data, and how do you feel about that?
First off, hey, Try. Welcome. Welcome to episode
What up,
395.
Try? What up, Holmes?
Um, I I don't know how to feel about it. Like I obviously I hate it. I don't want companies, I don't want websites. I don't want anybody collecting my data, my information, especially without my consent. But at the same time, I feel there's some level of privacy and consent that we provide to these companies, to these apps, to these websites that we sign up for that we almost kind of willingly give to them. And I hate that. I know it's like I know I want you to tell me that you're taking my information, but at the same time, I'm giving it to you because when you sign into Facebook on your phone, it asks you, do you want to have access to your contacts, your phone number, and it'll also automatically populate your Facebook profile with your cell phone number without it really asking you, unless you go in there and you take it away. Um, a lot of apps, not even just Facebook, a lot of apps do that. It'll ask you when you install the app on your phone, does it have access to your contacts, your photos, your camera? And you just say yes, 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 without really thinking about it. You just do. So this whole controversy about him taking the information, it's like, yeah, it angers me. But it's also my fault too.
Yeah. So essentially we're we're to blame, right? To some degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is if I'm hearing correctly, because we're relinquishing, that information. Like, I don't even know what Google has on me, right? But I'm using pretty much all of their products to some degree. All the ones that we know of, the Gmails, the Google Docs. I have an email address and all my email content, right? Obviously, and then you have the actual voice speaker that they have, using that when I'm traveling. When I say navigate to home, even though that's not populated, it knows where to go. So there's a lot that they know about me that I don't think they know. So what do you do with that?
You live off of the grid.
Well, can you really though?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can. I believe that you can. It may sound barbaric to some degree, and if somebody that's listening to us right now, you know, goes off the grid, well, I appreciate that 395 was your last episode of ours that you listened to.
Yeah, right.
We'll be sure to figure out how we can get it on cassette for you on a weekly basis.
Dude, that's so old
But
school. Bring that
um
cassette out.
it is fully possible, and it is a very freeing feeling, actually. It really is, because there are times like at work, you sometimes I work and work in locations where I almost have no connection whatsoever. I don't have mobile service. It's really hard for you to get a hold of me or anything like that, and you'll get like a response 16 hours later. Sometimes in those moments, I know I should be working, but it feels good to not be tethered to my phone.
Right.
It feels good to not worry about whatever notification is going off on my phone or it. And if anybody needs to really get a hold of me, I do have a landline at work, so I know that unless I
Right.
get
I'm gonna need that.
unless I have a phone call that's a landline, then there's no real emergency. It's just a good feeling to just not have to have my phone on me. It is. It is
Word.
a very empowering and freeing feeling because you're not being held down by apps, by websites, by Instagram, by Twitter, by anything.
By Hangouts.
Yes. So there's that. And funny enough is that here Mark Zuckerberg does own a home on Kauai, which is the island that I live on. And he already has people who don't like him here. So I don't like him for
Wow.
other reasons other than that.
Mm,
So he's not
that's interesting.
he's not really welcomed on Kauai as
He's
much as
not.
he would
He's
like
not
to
welcome.
be. But
Jeez, that's crazy.
it's just we are partially to blame for companies being
Yeah.
able to have access to these things. Kind of it.
Did you see the comment
Yeah,
on
I
the?
did.
She is. She. I agree. She is.
I'm in my pajamas. Shh. Okay.
She is. She knows she is too. So that's just the facts. So yeah. So thanks for hanging out. What's the name? Mama. Thanks, Mama. I can't even read that. What does that look like to you?
Man.
Man, man. It's all good. But definitely thanks for hanging out. So a couple of things in entertainment news. Before we jump into entertainment news, definitely want to talk about Greenify. Greenify is an app that I actually bought. Yes, try. I do buy apps. Okay, so I bought this app, and it's actually like a battery saver app that makes your system apps and other apps that you decide to put on the list to doze so it doesn't drain the battery. Now, what's really impressive about this thing is I was supposed to be charging the phone, and once I put the charger in the thing, it said you have 46 minutes left, and I'm like, okay. I went back 5 minutes later. It said you have 10 minutes left, and it was really done in 10 minutes. So I don't know what this thing is doing to the apps and to the phone itself, but I'm never going to have to worry about charging and really dying that much anymore, because most of the apps that I have on here, if it's not the main ones that I use, they're going to be on super doze mode. And that's I definitely wanted to share that with you as it relates to that.
Oh man, I'm
Any
gonna
thoughts,
I'm
comments
gonna
on that?
need that during E3. Do you know how fast my battery died
Yeah,
every day?
yeah. And so now the interesting part about that too is the combination of what apps am I going to remove to make sure that this stays efficient, because I'm looking at the main screen right now. I have a Gmail, Plex, Hangouts, Keep, Authenticator, Calendar, Photos, Pocket Cast, Instagram, LastPass, which is like the main apps on the screen, right? So those are the ones that I use on a regular basis. With the contacts, phone, obviously those two. But outside of that, any other app that I'm not really using, I'm gonna go back into the settings later and delete what I'm not currently using, and that's going to take this. This is my daily driver again. I keep going back to the S6, man. I don't know what it is about this phone, but and I have it rooted too, so I think that helps. But I keep going back to it. I got a decent case for it recently, and it's all black case. This I'm a fan. But anyway, any thoughts, comments on Greenify and apps that you're using besides the Google one that you mentioned earlier?
I'm gonna go and give it a try and see what it's like because I have the Galaxy S7 and it has
Word.
that fast charge on it.
Okay.
So I want to see how that makes a difference and if it's even faster or it's the same thing. That's like my whole curiosity of trying that out, for science.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely. And I'll send you the settings that I have and what I have checked and unchecked and stuff like that. That should be dope. Um, Whoa, man. I'm jealous. Dude's name is Uriah. Dopest name ever. Shout out to both of y'all. Appreciate that. Appreciate you hanging out for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's what's going on with the app stuff. I didn't see any deals per se. I think I did see something in relation to PlayStation Plus was probably 37 pounds or something like that. I think I did see that briefly this past week or the last couple of days. So definitely look into that if that's your thing. A couple of things in entertainment news. I'm going to slow walk this thing for sure. 2 million users are getting around ads on Spotify without paying. They recently announced that. Spotify did. Steven Spielberg doesn't think original movies from streaming platforms, including Netflix and Hulu, should be eligible to get nominated and potentially win Oscars. Any thoughts on that?
Man, we are some really cheap ass people.
Why do you say that?
Okay, because I like the bargain as much as the next person. I do. But if there's a service, there's a company that I love what they offer, I'm going to pay for it. And I want to support them. That's the reason why I'm going to pay for it. Uh because I want them to keep doing and offering what they have. So to go
Word.
around it, I mean, eventually, either to make up for the loss, because these people are trying to find ways to get their service for free, they're either going to increase their monthly fees or they're just going to die out. But
Right.
me talking about how we're always looking for these bargains, this is how you come across like Toys R Us having to go bankrupt and close all of its US stores and breaking my heart. I love that giraffe.
Mm.
But we're always like trying to find these deals, and eventually there's gonna be a give and take where you start losing out on stuff because we always want
Yeah.
to cut that dollar.
So one of the things that they were doing in relation to the Spotify thing is they were sending the emails, which we talked about maybe an episode or two ago, that they were sending out the email to the individuals who were using. Thanks for following, man. I appreciate that. They were sending out the emails to the individuals who are using the Spotify, ad list app with the dog paws on it. There's literally like a dog paw on the app, and then they did the cease and desist thing that we mentioned a few episodes ago in relation to that. And I was like, okay. And emails were going out in waves. And then I guess from that report, they announced that there were 2 million individuals not really paying for that and just skipping the ads. And some of the apps are on the surface, just they allow you to skip the tracks and go back to a track, as often as you want to, versus, any, I guess, deeper benefits to using Spotify, which you know better than I do because you have it, um, from what I recall. So I'll say that. So Steven Spielberg, that's a thing. Do you think he should voice out that? Was
I'm not
yes,
too
no, maybe?
sure. I'm really not too sure because he's obviously a great director, and I love almost every movie that he's ever put out. I don't think there's any movie I don't like. I don't
Word.
know what the difference is between a movie that is produced the traditional way that we all know and see, and then a movie that's produced through Netflix and Hulu. Like, is there a difference? Is there different milestones that they have to cross, different walls that they have to break through to make it happen? Like, I don't know the logistics behind the scenes on that level as to why he feels that they shouldn't be. A movie is a movie.
Yeah, because
So,
if the production value, if it's a money thing as far as the production value, and distribution, right? And the channels that it needs to go through. Take for instance, recently the movie that Will Smith did was Blight, right? Is
right,
that what it's
yeah,
called? I think.
right.
Yeah, that movie, straight to Netflix. Anybody can access it wherever Netflix is available, and that, in terms of the accessibility of that was different than a movie like, let's say, Proud Mary, or any movie that's hitting the theaters in the next couple of weeks, or what's that, Red Sparrow, or whatever it is, right? Traditionally speaking, as you were saying before. So you have those things, and I don't think that should discredit somebody getting, an Oscar or anything like that, whether it's a short film like Kobe did recently, Kobe Bryant, ex basketball player, retired superstar, right? Versus, something like Will Smith's recent movie, or like a Red Sparrow, or anything that's coming out in the near future. I think that if the quality is there and the qualifications that they're looking for, it meets whatever that is, short film or entire, 2+ an hour 50, whatever the movie length is. If it meets the criteria, I think it should be okay. What's Try saying?
Try says, I've seen companies that have a really successful going out of business sale and end up staying open. Maybe Toys R Us will survive and we will remain Toys R Us kids. Or maybe we're just going to be
Yeah.
KB Toy Store kids. And then when they go out of business, Toys R Us will come back.
Well, okay, so it's interesting that you bring that point, right? So I was thinking about that. It makes me sad because the street that I usually uh, take when I go to Brooklyn, there was a Toys R Us right off that. It's called the Belt Parkway. So right off the Belt Parkway, exit 11N, if you're ever in that area, there was or used to be, or it's about to go away. There was a Toys R Us there right next to the mall called Kings Plaza, right? So now it's gonna feel weird passing that for so many years since I used to live there. Now it's not going to be there. It's like something that is crazy. Now there used to be a electronics store, Circuit City, right?
Yeah.
Now Circuit City, I remember when I used to live in Georgia, Circuit Cities, were around and stuff like that. And then I think for a while, well, the stores closed down and they moved the stuff to Canada, I think, or online only or something like that. So it's like some of the stores that we really enjoyed going into the borders, like the bookstore and stuff like that. These things are going away, like Pathmark supermarket over here and East Coast, I think mostly. That's gone. Now we have ShopRite. That's a staple now. Stop and Shop and World Bounds used to be a thing. I think that's probably Shop right now or A&P. So all of the brick and mortar that we grew up with, they're just going away. Just going away, right? So Amazon, as Try is saying, uh, most of the shopping that I do, I'm in a store looking at Amazon. It's insane. Like, I hear a book that's coming out, I go to Amazon. You know what I mean? New releases for movies and different things like that. I'll either go on the PlayStation Store or Amazon. So, just random thoughts.
And Try also says, I guess we're Amazon kids now. Don't say that. I mean, I know I shop a lot on Amazon. I think a lot of
It's crazy.
these brick and mortar store needs to do is kind of adjust to how I hate to say it because I think they might lose money out on this, but if they want to stay open, they have to adjust to um, how shoppers are looking at their stores. Offer something that an online shop can't do. I mean, just a spur of the thing. Like, would you pay for a yearly membership to Target? Not like Costco's where it's members only, but would you pay for like a yearly service so that if you had their Target card or a Walmart card, that it would grant you, 10% off
I don't know.
just to
I
keep
don't
the
like
store
paying
open?
for anything.
This
Just to keep
is
the
what
store.
I mean.
I don't like paying for anything. Apparently, I'm known for that. Not that's part of my branding. Apparently, I listen. PlayStation Plus, we pay for, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Xbox Live. Outside of that, I don't really do subscription things. And I'm getting ready to get rid of this cable modem that's charging me $5 a month, which is insane. So I need to give them their stuff back, and even considering, well, definitely considering getting my own cable modem, so they're not, giving me this $5 every month, taking, I should say, and then probably downgrading my plan. I want to see the options of what my plan would be like if I downgrade it, because we're paying off so many different things right now, as far as debt and stuff is concerned, and we love the feeling of not owing a lot of people a lot of money, so, or any at all, so that kind of a thing. So I don't like to pay for anything if I don't have to. But
Well,
Greenify was a
yeah.
must because I that I'm really feeling right now. So shout outs to Greenify and the team there because they're doing their thing.
You know what I feel bad about the Toys R Us closing though? It makes me feel bad is that I never. Well, my son's only been able to go to limited amount of Toys R Us's, but he's
Mm.
always loved them. It's always been like a huge adventure because we don't have one locally here on island. It's on the next island. But anytime we went to another state, we used to go. But there's this one point we went to. I think it was his 6th birthday. I took him to New York 'cause that's where my best friend was living at the time, and we went to New York City. We went to Times Square, and we went on this huge thing of like, yeah, we're gonna take him to Toys R Us in Times Square because that store is huge, really
Huge.
ginormous, and we didn't bother really paying attention to time because we're like, well, New York is like 24 hours. I don't think it closes at any time. Yeah, that store closes. That store closes at night,
Yeah.
okay? I didn't know. And I felt like so bad. And I'm so glad that this was not hardwired into my son's memory because he doesn't really remember it. He
Mm,
remembers everything else about the trip, but he doesn't remember this. So I don't know if it's because like he was just so depressed, so he just blocked out that feeling. But I remember
right.
him standing outside of the store, and he was super excited, and we are happy to sit there. I'm like, it's it's closed. So
Mm.
sorry, so sorry we
What
failed
time was it?
you.
10? 9? When
It
did it
was like,
close?
I don't know what time it
If
closed,
you
but I do
recall.
know it was 11
Okay.
o'clock at night.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
every other store around it was open. I was like, okay, well, we thought wrong. We should have looked at times. My bad.
Mm. It's definitely a huge store though over there in the city for sure.
So that's also a weird feeling. Like I always thought, like, okay, we'll have another chance that we can come back and see it. And now that Toys R Us is closing all U.S. stores, I'm assuming New York Times Square there
Mm.
would count as that.
See, I'm
Like,
trying to figure out the
well,
next time I'm going to be there, and I'll have to check. And I'll probably walk in there and be like, "Hey, you guys are closing too?" So I may have to do that. I may have to make that run. But yeah, so sad times. A lot of brick and mortars are closing, but we gotta do what we gotta do. The cast of Stranger Things are seeing a big pay raise for the show's third season. Um, you finished too, or are you working through the season?
I'm waiting. I'm trying to be the nice girlfriend and waiting for my boyfriend to play catch up here.
Okay,
You're like, just go watch it.
okay, okay. I'm not saying anything. I am not getting involved. I'm not doing it. So that's what's going on with that. A Street Fighter Assassins Fist team working on a TV series. I'm really excited about that. I'm like really pumped about that because they did a fantastic job on the Street Fighter the YouTube series thing,
Mhm.
and the fact that they have this coming out, I'm really excited about. Any thoughts and comments on that?
Yeah, that web series was far better than the actual movies that were made in the 90s with Jean-Claude Van Damme and that I don't know what that was. That web series is
Yeah.
really good. So that the fact that they're going to be working with them to make this happen, I'm stoked. I thought it was really good. I loved what they did. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so that's gonna
I,
be,
I don't
go
I
ahead.
don't play a lot. I don't play a lot of Street Fighter, but I love watching it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's technical game. I play on and off. I get a few wins here and there. I'm excited about when I get some wins, right? It's because I'm not as technical as the individuals playing. So the fact that I can get a win and I'm not that technical, it gets me really hyped. So yeah, so excited about the Street Fighter stuff. That's what's going on with that. A couple of things. Chris Evans will be done with the Marvel universe after Avengers 4. That's one thing. And NBA is testing out a 99 cents package, which is going to be just for the fourth quarter of a game. Any comments on those things?
I'm gonna assume that a lot of the first superheroes are gonna like they start making movies for are gonna start exiting because it's been I don't know how many years already. Feels like
Eight,
forever.
eight plus at least, right? At
Yeah.
least eight.
So eventually they're gonna start. Their contracts are probably ending. However many movies that they did. I think at a certain point in an actor's career, which I'm amazed that like
Mm.
Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. did not exit stage left sooner, because
Right.
his movie came out first. Um, hasn't left yet. Hasn't seen the end of it. Hasn't announced like this is my last movie. But it gets to a point where like, okay, I'm kind of tired of playing the same character. I'm kind of tired of doing this. I want to branch out. I want to do something else. I
Right.
don't want to be just Captain America. I don't want to be just Iron Man. But we shall
Yeah.
see that
So
what
no, go ahead.
So that just means to me, if he's done after this Avengers or whatever like that, like his character's got to exit somehow. Gotta leave.
What, die exit or what kind of exit?
I don't know. Maybe he goes. Captain America just goes on an adventure finding himself after all everything that went down.
Oh man. Okay.
He goes to live in Wakanda.
Wakanda. That's a beautiful place. Got
And that's
some
where he
dope tech.
retires. So,
That is some dope tech. It's interesting you say that because, yeah, yeah, we'll talk about that soon enough though. NBA, fourth quarter package, 99 cents. Any thoughts on that? I know you're not a big sports person, but what do you think about that?
I guess I don't know. I don't watch
Yeah,
sports. Like I
I
don't.
knew
I
you were
would.
gonna give me that.
Okay. I don't. I wouldn't even pay 99 cents to watch the whole thing. Okay. So
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll say this. All right. So I think that because the fourth quarter is the make or break quarter, if they do implement this 99 cents fourth quarter thing for the NBA, I think it's genius, especially when it comes to games that are. This is the perfect time to do a test, an A/B test like this because they're approaching a couple of weeks into the playoffs. Right. Playoffs is going to start somewhere around April 10th that week, maybe April 10th, April 15th, and somewhere in June. So I think this is the perfect time to do that, right? So when it comes to things that we buy in game, whether it's skins and emotes and stuff like that, we buy them and we keep them, and just the amount of money that I'm seeing being spent on the Fortnites and the PUBGs and stuff like that, especially when they just released I don't know if it was Fortnite, as I'm thinking about it, just released their, you know, mobile version of the game, and all this money has already been, spent. I think 99 cents for a quarter. That's what, 12 minutes? I think they're 12-minute quarters
I have
or
no
15, one of
idea.
them. No, I'm just thinking out loud. I think that that is going to be, I think that's going to rack up a lot of money if it works out, because I'm not going back to I'm not paying for anything. This should be the name of this episode. I'm not paying for nothing, right? Right. For the package for the league pass, which is the NBA league pass, I think that's almost like $200, right, for the season, and you're paying that every season. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. Okay, so a quarter for a game that I really want to see how it's going to fare out, whether it's like the best team of the East or the best team of the West, fare it out. I think that should be something that I don't know. I may consider for 99 cents, one game here, one game there. I don't think that's a bad idea.
For
Word.
you. I just
Right.
don't pay attention to it. I mean, I'm so sports illiterate that I really will
Crazy.
believe everything. And it's really bad. I mean, I think there's a few things I might catch on to. Like if somebody told me that Eli Manning played basketball, I would know that's a lie.
We'll see, but I would definitely help you with that. What is I think Bucky will take over. Bucky is
Captain America's
the
best friend.
friend. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just to make sure I remembered that correctly. This should be interesting to see how they're going to play that out. And then Krypton just came out. I definitely want to check that out. I'm seeing people rave about it, and I definitely want to give that a shout. You know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll check that out. What else is going on? Okay, Deadpool trailer. Daniela, thoughts?
Man, I can't wait for that movie to come out.
Dope, right?
You have no idea. I'm excited.
Are you going to rewatch the first one, leading
Yeah.
it into the second one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we do own it and we do watch it. Deadpool, I don't know. I probably made a terrible parenting decisions having Deadpool be my son's first superhero that he ever liked
Did you
because
really?
navigating his storyline was such a minefield for my son. Like, what can you read? What can you not? What can I get you?
Right.
And at this age, I'm not so strict on it. But when he discovered him when he was 5 years old, like nine
Mhm.
years ago, there was just no way of me, like, how about Batman? How about Superman? How about anybody else? No. No, it was just Deadpool. I don't know what it was because he's never seen anything of Deadpool before that.
Is it the costume? Is it, the swords? Is it the
I think
gun?
it
I
was the
mean,
sword. I think it was the sword and the whole ninja aspect of him that just attracted to him to it. Not that other
right.
superheroes didn't have that. It just he's just like, this is the one. This is what I want. So
Yeah.
navigating that
I mean, but
was really difficult.
Deadpool is pretty dope though. Like, I
He
mean, he
is.
got moves.
He is. He's just not super kid friendly at that age. That's
No,
all.
he's not.
He
He
really
is
isn't.
not.
So watching it now, like even now, I'm like, okay, you're 14. We're gonna be like, at some point, I have to loosen my reins. I just don't know if I'm ready for this, but you're gonna watch it
Right.
anyways because somehow you're gonna get your hands on it. You're gonna watch it with somebody. Either your dad's gonna take you or a friend's gonna own it. So I might as well, you know, watch it with you. And he was so incredibly excited, and I am grateful. I guess my son has some sort of maturity level where he doesn't mimic these things, and he knows like, hey, this is he's a bit crude. Don't do this.
Mm,
He's excited. I'm
interesting.
excited. We're gonna go and watch it. We have a lot to look forward to. I love their character design for Domino and Cable. So, and my favorite character, the taxi driver. I
Yeah.
love the taxi driver so much.
It was dope. It was definitely dope to see um the way they did that trailer. Now I have to go back and see X Force. Who are they? Like, I don't recall that whole team and squad and what they represented. So I may have to do some homework on my end. But overall, I'm really digging what I'm seeing for Deadpool 2. So that's going to be exciting stuff. Next thing that I was checking out was Marvel Knights animation, the Black Panther comic. It's a 6 episode series now available on YouTube for free. And I started watching it, and it's pretty hot.
I think it does it really well. I think it's really fun. I think
Yeah.
it since it's available for free, definitely go
Yeah.
and watch it. Your eye's not gonna make you pay for it because he's not about that pay life. So if YouTube asks you if you'd like to sign up for YouTube Red, just make sure you hit no and just let them know that you're not about that life.
Not about. Oh my gosh. Crazy. But no, it's really dope. It's really dope. Definitely check that out. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm halfway. I'm episode 3 right now, and it's really, really good. So learning a lot. There's a lot of lessons and deep conversations happening in this animated Black Panther thing. So yeah, definitely check it out if you can. Okay, so now the crazies. This was crazy. Okay, this one was absolutely crazy. I'll let you talk about it first. I'll do fillers.
So we're trying to watch a movie for every show and talk about it. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that's new and hot. It could be a little bit older, and we decided to watch The Villainess. Now I didn't hear about this movie at all. He sent me like a list of movies, and I looked at the box. I didn't want to know what the movies were about. I wanted to go in blind, so I based it off of the box art itself. And I'm like, this one looks cool. I'm going to choose this one. And man, I understand that in the box art, she's holding a sword. She looks like a ninja. She's holding a gun. So I was thinking, all right, maybe this is like an Asian version of the Red Sparrow, which it kind of was. It kind of was. But this thing had more gore and blood than your typical horror movie. And it had great action scenes. Like I think the first 5 minutes, the opening scene of this was so cool how they shot it because it started off in a first person view and you don't know who your character is. You just see kind of their hands and arms and they're going through and then you discovered it's a woman who's like being this most badass murdering spree here Well, I can't say she was like exactly murdered. Yeah, she killed them, but like she was fighting in a hallway for all crying out loud. And next thing you know, they like she opens up into this like gym with 20 dudes and just demolishes them, and then has the most badass exit ever. And the thing is, it's like as much action and blood as it had. There was like this deep underlying story that went with it that was just crazy. I'm like, I'm so happy I chose this movie.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on within the 2 hour frame. As far as Transformers 5, we definitely have that on the list. That might be the next one for where we at 396, 397. So we're looking at some additional stuff to check out for sure. The Villainess is by far, I guess, next to. Okay, so I can't compare it to Raid, right? Because Raid was crazy. Raid and Raid 2, those are crazy. I don't know if you saw those. They're pretty action packed too. But we're gonna have to fit in Transformers 5 and then go to Raid and Raid 2 because those are classics, martial arts stuff, right? And watching this, and I was eating too, so I was like, man, like what is going on right now? Like, does this stop at a particular point? And the drama, the on demand crying was amazing too. I was impressed. She can cry on demand. That was dope. So the drama coupled with the action of the film, I mean, it's definitely a 7+ type of movie. If you haven't seen it yet, it's up there.
It was so good, and I'm still like there's a lot of great fight scenes. The whole thing had amazing choreographed fight scenes into it. But there was this one part in the beginning of the movie, um, where she had this guy in the gym sequence down on the ground, and she's like holding the knife, and she does like this 360 spin, grabs it, and then stabs him. Like I stopped the movie to go back several times to be like, are you really actually doing this, or is this a contraption that's like making this? Because that is so fluid and it's so smooth the way you just finesse that to happen. It was just so good, and then you just find out what they put her through.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but if I have to go and watch, I love Jennifer Lawrence, but watching Red Sparrow, which I didn't watch it yet, but they kind of have this similar storyline where they take, these women and
right.
they turn them into these assassins and then let them out
Right.
into the world to like, here's your mission, or here, go have a normal life, but we're gonna hand you missions as we get them. There's no way that Jennifer Lawrence could be that badass. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess we'll have to see, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that later on. But I cannot. I just like the story, even that story, even if it didn't have those really super intricate fight scenes, and it was just super light on the fight scenes with that same story, I'd still enjoy the movie a lot.
Yeah, it was intense. It was intense, and definitely when we're looking at April, we have to throw in Batman Ninja in there. That's gonna have to make its way. Once that comes out, we have to make time to talk about that for sure. Transformers 5, I definitely want to see what's going on there. I don't know. Depending on the night and tomorrow, I may catch that. But we'll throw 4 or 5 in the pot, and then we'll see what comes out.
Try, you
But
gotta go
Batman,
and watch the Villainess. Then you'd
the
understand why
Villainess,
Transformer 5 was not on the list. It was like why
the
it wasn't
the
chosen.
Villainess, the Villainess is really intense. There's a lot going on in there, and I was actually surprised of how much I enjoyed it. And even though that, well, I don't want to between the action and the drama, I think it was a perfect blend between the action and the drama, and I really dug it for that. So definitely the all positives for me, and from what it sounds like, definitely for you as well, Danielle.
Yes. That is definitely a must. Like it's so much of a must that I kind of want to own the Blu-ray version of this to add to my personal collection.
It's crazy. So yeah, so definitely check that out if you can. The Villainess, that is I believe 2017. Just look that up. Martial arts, drama, action, really dope. So you have that. Uh, Video game news. I think we're jumping into that. Let me just make sure because I don't want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yeah. So video game news. GDC 2018 Unreal Engine presentation reactions. I did watch that. I was about an hour with different individuals, different guests presented in that presentation, which was really, really dope. And I really enjoyed what I saw. I don't know if you were able to check that out, Daniela.
Yeah, I did, and
Okay, fair enough. Go
it's
ahead.
amazing that the Unreal Engine isn't just used for everything, really, because there's just what they're doing and how it's evolved. It's so it's kind of scary.
Which part, Siren or when the guy was? Because there was so much in that presentation. Okay, so I guess we'll do bit by bit, and then we can fill in each other according to what we watch. So the CEO came out, right, gave his spiel about things that are happening. One of the things that they definitely announced was the fact that the assets that was for that Paragon game, which was an amazing game of all the videos that I saw, because I didn't play it personally. All those assets are going to be released, which is part of our news as well. 12 million something
Hmm.
dollars worth of assets or something like that that they're going to release for anybody to do whatever they want to do and put that in their game. They just want 5% for whatever amount of money that you get from whatever you create. So there was that. And then they had Siren, right? Siren was a live uh, person slash, what would you call that?
If like AI, that scares me.
Yeah, yeah, right. Lifetime, lifelike AI, real time rendering, and they had a booth there at GDC for the person, making the facial expressions and stuff. I guess essentially one of the things I was getting from that whole thing is the Unreal Engine is getting um, so advanced where movies and video games are converging uh, almost seamlessly, right? And that was the main thing that I got from the theme of some of the things that they were talking about. They showed the
It's
different games that. No, go ahead.
yeah, just the attention to details in their facial structure was incredible. It was so lifelike. Like unless if you were taking a quick glimpse, you would think that was an actual legit real person. And then
Right.
obviously you watch it longer, you stare at it longer, you'll start noticing, okay, so you're CG, but it's so smooth and the dimples and the pores, the little hairs, the wrinkles. Even for Siren, just the way that her clothes, her red dress just flowed was so natural in a way. I'm like, I'm feeling sure about myself right now.
It was really dope. It's definitely dope. What else did you get from there?
Well, like you were saying, just that thin line between what makes like a movie and a video game as a form of entertainment, and if people want to swear that video games is not entertainment, which I know there's a few of you, you probably think the world's flat too, but it is. I mean, it's getting to that point where I hate to say it because we're going to be losing out on our brick and mortar things. That we might lose that reason to have live actors. Maybe they won't have to have live people standing behind, necessarily a typical normal modern camera. Maybe they're just going to be all 3D captured and you just stand there in your green suit with the balls on your face and just capture it that way. I mean, I can't wait every year, every moment. I can't wait to see where the technology goes for video games, for movies, because it's just crazy. It's just so mind blowing. Like, what was a gosh, Detroit? What was the character? The android, um,
Kara.
Kara, right? And
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. And that was what 8 years ago, 8 years ago. And I
Yeah.
thought that was so beautiful. And it still is. But you can tell the difference between what that quality was, which is still great and still amazing and mind blowing at that time, to where we're at now. huge leaps and bounds of differences.
Right. And the thing that I guess I learned recently, PUBG and Fortnite are both running Unreal,
Yes.
or is it just yeah?
Um,
I didn't. I know
let me
Fortnite
double check
definitely.
PUBG. But Fortnite is. Let me go double check PUBG.
Yeah. So because I think they both were mentioned in the presentation. Definitely Fortnite, and they talked about um the replay stuff that's coming also for Fortnite, and they showed
Yes.
a big screen. It's both of them.
Yep, both of them. Although
Yeah,
that
they showed.
PUBG is running an older version of Unreal.
Mm, and they showed like that big screen of all the partners of all the individuals. And I was like, man, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's exciting stuff. So I really enjoyed that presentation. A lot going there, and the more and more I see stuff like that, and the more I see the strides that Epic is making, and all the things that they're doing, I'm getting more excited to play Fortnite. But I need a squad though. I need a squad. I need to play with a team so I
You
could
playing it on
get better at
PS4? Or
the
you
game.
playing it on Xbox?
I would be playing on the PS4.
Okay.
Why? What
I
happened?
don't know. I have yet to play. Like I know they offer that cross-platform thing, and
Yeah.
prior before
What
you
was
could
wrong?
have PC and PS4. I don't know if it's the same way to add a friend to play that way. Because I cannot
Yeah.
play on controller to save my life. Literally, I will
So
die
then
every
you
single
could
time.
do PS4 PC,
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure you can do PS4 to PC. I just don't know if that's the same exact way as doing it from PC to Xbox. Because we did
Okay.
try it out. We did at home. We did try out playing. It's just crazy. It's so awesome. I love this cross platform thing because we're playing PC with an Xbox player and a mobile player in one squad,
Mm.
and that was like that's really cool. Although I would never. I don't want to play Fortnite on mobile. I tried. It was hard. Has really strong aim assist on it. Like it's crazy the aim
Right.
assist that's on top of mobile, but I can understand. Building on it, non-existent. I cannot. I can't.
Okay. So yeah. So I guess let me know. Let me know if
We
we
gotta
can do
figure
like
this out.
a PS4 PC crossover. Sea of Thieves, according to Try. Any thoughts on there?
Any thoughts of Sea of Thieves? I read that after a few hours of play, game gets repetitive. Running around Fortnite with a giant hammer like Thor. Yes, he does have a big accent. Thanks for stopping by, Try. So Sea of Thieves is something I did want to get, and I told you I wasn't gonna get it because I didn't have a regular squad. But that is the one thing that I heard about Sea of Thieves, that it does get repetitive. That there is no progression system in it. That you're pretty much playing for um, cosmetic reasons. I I don't really like that in games. I want if I'm gonna play something, I want to feel some progression. I want to feel like the time that I'm spending on this game, even if it's with a squad or even by myself, that I get something more out of it than just the company of another person.
All
Because I
right.
can
So
go
I have
to
a
any
question
game
right
for
there.
that. Yeah.
Isn't Fortnite and PUBG repetitive to some degree? What's the value added reward system that keeps you coming back to those games?
Well, they both have something like let's take PUBG first. PUBG, you can earn like little coins and points that you can buy on crates to get cosmetics. So it doesn't have as much of a progression system. Um, that's kind of probably why I don't play it nearly as much anymore. But
Okay.
Fortnite
And
does. You have your battle passes, you have challenges. They offer you things of like, here, try this out, see if you can do this, earn some points. You have a battle pass that you can earn more V bucks to buy more cosmetics. You earn experience to level up, to earn other things. There's something that you get out of it for the work that you put in.
okay. All right, that's fair.
And that's rewarding, and I like that feeling. But everybody else that I know I'm talking through other people because I haven't been able to play Sea of Thieves. But the moment that I heard that there was no progression system, I instantly like, no, I don't want to. I really don't want to spend that time doing it. And as far as I know, all my friends, I think they're really mean pirates, which you're supposed to be, because to the friends that I know that are playing it, is
Right.
basically they're hunting down other pirates and then stealing their treasure chest before they can get it.
Mm.
So other people are hunting for these treasures and doing what they're supposed to do, and they're just like treasure sniping from them.
Mm.
Like, but that's what you do. You go, you get your map, you go to your island, you go dig up your treasure, go back to your boat, and repeat.
All right. So here's the thing, right? With Sea of Thieves, and even when we see games like and I guess walk me through this. Games like Star Wars making major changes, right,
Mm-hmm.
to their game from what it was to what it is now. And I think that we're going to see a lot of companies pivot a little bit quicker, especially with the way the community is responding to their games. I think that's what we're going to see, from the replay system that's happening in Fortnite, to the changes of responding to who's going to be first to come to market for a particular product. Like PUBG, I think once Fortnite had made an announcement, I think it was like either 24 hours to 48 hours later, PUBG made a quick announcement right after that. So there's a battle, quote unquote, for the space right now for this particular product that we're enjoying, the Royale stuff, right? So when companies see the changes happening, even Star Wars considering an open world type of game, and they're, if you want to say dossier or whatever, or they're considering that, the pivoting is going to be happening much quicker, I believe, because of how the games are being made for the changes for those type of updates. So I wouldn't be surprised. My point is, I wouldn't be surprised to see Sea of Thieves from what it was when it was first announced, whether it was an alpha or beta, whatever, to what it is now as far as the game releasing, to what it's going to become once they start implementing the feedback that we're getting from, what Try has already mentioned, what you mentioned, etc.
Yeah, I expect the game to have some like major changes coming in the future because as far as I know, there's no additional content that's coming, and that's gonna get boring to people quick. It really
Right,
is. But for not really having a story ish, not really having a progression system,
right,
$60 is a lot to ask for a game.
right.
I would
And we
take it as a
saw,
30, $40 game.
yeah,
I wouldn't say $60 is worth it.
right. Because when we were complaining that shooting games had too much campaign, we got a game like Titanfall that barely had a campaign, straight multiplayer. We were like, well, you could at least give us some sort of a story. And we got Titanfall 2, which was released in a crazy window, which we all agree. So you have that. And then when you say, okay, we're tired of running on walls, then we get Call of Duty World at War, right?
Mm-hmm.
World War Two. We get that game. Okay, then you say, okay, this battle royale thing is a thing. Then we get Paladins team player. Then we get, Royale Fortnite stuff. Then we get PUBG stuff. Then we get car auto royale. We get royale everything. Then
Mm-hmm.
next thing you're gonna get is podcast royale. You're gonna get that too. Everybody's gonna play. It's going to be a thing, right? So that's the world. The pivoting is happening really quick. The product is hot, and as long as it's hot, people are probably going to start taking the assets that Epic released recently to create Royale stuff or a better MMO, or things like that. Maybe a Smash type game will come out of those assets that Epic released. Who knows? But when they showed that screen with all the characters on the screen at the same time, I was like, dude, somebody's going to go to town with that. We don't know who yet, but somebody's going to use a good portion of those characters to do some amazing things. So we just have to stay tuned for that.
Are we gonna jump to that part right now? Because that's like literally.
I don't know. We're all over the place right now.
Yeah,
But
we
anyway,
are.
PlayStation 4 took the top spot in console sales for February 2018. And Monster Hunter World was the best-selling game for the month. Overall hardware spending was up 55% over the same period last year, something that NPD Group attributes to growth in Switch and Xbox One sales, which is Switch is, tearing it up. Nintendo Switch's pace shows no sign of slowing down, with the system reaching the highest install base for a console platform ever. Danielle, any comments on that?
Almost. It's because I haven't bought one yet.
I'm with you on that. I'm
um,
with you on that.
no, but it makes sense. I mean, they're doing a whole lot of stuff. They're growing. They grow and adapt with their community.
Mm,
Nintendo always does. So I think they do their own thing, but they do their thing with the feedback of what the community is looking for, what the community wants. And when they screw up, they go back and they're like, "Sorry, you
they do
messed
it
up.
again.
Here you go. We
Absolutely.
made it better
And they're
now."
doing a fantastic job with that. EA is hiring for the open world game. Kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier on. The ongoing game is a product that we're still interested in. You look at whether you're looking at Destiny 2, Division. Division is coming out with Division 2. You have I don't know if Star Wars is considered Star Wars the new one is considered like an open world type game. I don't think so. Or Fortnite is may be considered open world. Um, PUBG may be considered open world. That closing thing happens when, like, at 20, at 10. When does that closing
I
bubble
don't,
happen?
remember paying
Later on,
attention. It happens towards the beginning
10%
of the game.
in,
I want to say it's like 5 minutes into the game. It starts. The first bubble
it
starts
started closing
drinking.
in.
Yep.
Yeah. So open world game is a thing. That's what's happening with that. The U.S. Navy's newest submarine is partially operated. Is operated by an Xbox 360 controller. Any comments on? Any comments on that?
I believe it.
You believe it?
Of course I do.
It's insane,
It's convenient. It's cheap.
right? Would you want to operate it with a controller?
Well, yeah, considering I want to say that majority of probably people enrolled in our services are around my age, they should know their way around a controller by now. So, yeah.
Word. That's interesting. So we talked about Fortnite a little bit. Different thoughts here and there. Fortnite iOS launched last week, or whenever last week was, according to the context of this conversation. And players spent 1 million on in-app purchases within the first 72 hours. Right. So this kind of goes back to the thing I was saying about the 99 cents thing for the NBA for the fourth quarter. I think that if people are spending that kind of money for this product that apparently everybody's excited about, Fortnite. It's an exciting time, for gamers right now when it comes to that. Spending 1 million on in-app purchases. I think 99 cents for a fourth quarter of a game is a joke, really. And I think it's going to be a great product that's going to sell, but we have to see.
And you
Thoughts
know
on that?
what? That 99 cents is cheaper than any of the skin that you can buy in Fortnite.
Seriously?
I'm
Seriously?
serious. I'm dead serious. Cuz I
Okay.
think
That's going to be insane.
I don't think there's a $200 V-Bucks. I know there's a 500 V-Bucks thing.
Mm,
And I think that's equivalent. Okay, first of all, V-Bucks you can only buy like the smallest package that you can buy it in is a $10 package.
okay.
And then
That's money.
I think the cheapest skin might be 500, which is I want to say roughly $5.
Right.
And it's probably for like an emote or something like that. And right now they have a skin in there, the punk rocker in there. It's 2,000 V-Bucks, which is roughly like 20 some odd dollars for a skin.
Mm,
One skin. I
$20 for one skin.
kind of want it.
Yeah, the way you talked about it, I kind of figured that's
I
I
sat up
kind of
there and I
figured that's where
looked
you're
at
going
it
with
and
that.
I'm like, because they had like what was it? They had some skins for the Chinese New Year, the Lunar Year. That was like $30 that I spent just like that.
And you bought that.
I did, and I'm like,
You did.
did I buy them for? I bought the battle pass. That was $10 for the battle pass if you jumped on it
Mm.
early, and then oh my goodness, I don't know what's wrong with my life.
I mean, you enjoyed those things. Those
I'm Try asks, is iOS Fortnite only play between iOS phones or is it iOS players versus PC? So, unless you have somebody that is on your team that's either playing on a console or PC, then it will only be iOS. So if you're only playing a solo or playing a squad with only mobile devices, then you will only get mobile players. Now, if you jump into a squad that has cross platforms, I think it's going to go with the platform that has the least advantage, to be
Mm.
honest. So, like as a PC player, I can't invite you into my party. You have to invite me into yours, and then we can play. And I'm pretty sure it goes to whoever has the least advantage because
Wow.
it's harder. It's going to be harder because you especially if you're playing on a mobile. Um you're not going to be nearly as quick. You have this small little screen. Or if you're playing on your iPad, that's even harder, amazingly. And and then when it comes to console players, you do have a there's that whole concept that keyboard and mouse is more accurate um than a controller, but that is debatable. There's still a disadvantage though for controller players versus keyboard and mouse. So obviously it's going to be more advantageous to play with on that setting. So you have more console players than you'll have PC players. And I
Mm.
think there it doesn't give you an option when you load up into the screen. The upper right hand corner, I don't believe you can change it. It will tell you if you're playing with same platform or different platform. PC definitely cannot change it. At least not that I saw. I went to go look at it because I wanted to change my region and I couldn't.
Mm.
So,
Interesting.
it's
Interesting.
fun. It's fun. Don't spend your money on it. Don't listen to me. Don't follow in my footsteps. Save your money. But bringing that up with that $1 million sales, here's the thing that makes me nervous too. Having it being
Okay.
played on your phone, I'm scared for parents because their kids are like, oh yeah, sign up to mom and dad's credit card. Bye. 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 Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a challenge.
So I'm gonna know how many parents are gonna see their card bill next month to see these charges by Epic Games. What is this
So
two hundred dollars? But mom,
you
I'm a
called it first.
dinosaur.
We should set like a filter on Google News and see if that comes up in a couple of weeks because you know it's bound to happen.
It is because it happens now on just other apps of kids either buying it on purpose and without their parents' consent or accidentally buying something within an app. And
Mm.
then I don't know if iOS has it. I'm sure they probably do, but I know Google has something built in about those accidental charges that if you do it within a certain time frame, they will reimburse you your money.
Right.
And I think one of those options and reasons why will tell you something about your kid doing it by accident or whatever. And I think they also started implementing ways to prevent that from happening.
I have a question.
What's up?
It's really random, totally off topic. Um, Talk to me about the green screen thing.
It's
How
green.
does that work? You're so funny. You're so funny. I can't with you.
um,
How does that work? Where you disappear and how does that whole thing work? It's just a button or because I'm thinking about the
well,
green screen.
okay. I'm not too sure how you do that on PlayStation. Someone told me that it is possible to have a PlayStation green screen if you're
Is that
streaming
the
from the
chroma thing?
PlayStation. Yeah, it's a chroma key. It's pretty much what it is.
Okay.
It's the chroma key. So, I
So
think most
basically,
options.
I guess educate me, Daniela. Okay. Once you put up the green thing behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit the chroma setting, it should automatically do its thing. Is that how that works?
Yes, you might have to adjust like the color hue depending on the type of green because most chroma keys, it's either going to be green or blue. Most people choose
Okay.
green because less chances of you ever wearing green. It's not really a super
Right.
calming color. And basically having good lighting so that's nice and
Right.
even. And the only reason why you want it even is so that the green screen that's behind you has even lighting so that it gets chroma keyed out evenly. If not, you'll have like weird patches where it's darker or lighter.
Right.
That's kind
Fair
of it.
enough. Okay.
And I
Fair
don't
enough.
have like a super fancy green screen. It isn't. Some people buy those super expensive studio ones, and
What? Okay. Define expensive. Is $20 expensive?
no, mine was like about $25, and it's just fabric from like a fabric store.
Okay. Did you say I need a particular type of green
No,
for it? You just went and just said green, and they just
yeah, I just
walked and
went to
gave you.
go. Yeah, I went to like the normal fabric store where they have the little spools of fabric. I looked at the different
Right.
green, and I'm like, I literally chose the cheapest one.
So the green shade doesn't matter, is what you're saying, or is
No,
that what
the
I'm
green
hearing?
shade doesn't really matter because you're gonna adjust it within your settings wherever it would be. Like you can see it live about the
Right.
green that's going to be used. So it's just green
So
in general.
so I don't know if the word is stencil or stilts or whatever, whatever. So how do you have it hanging?
Um, I have like tripods, like the studio lighting tripods,
Got it.
and that's kind of it. I think I got them for like $30, $40 on Amazon.
Okay.
And then the lighting,
Got
I just bought some new lights that I'm in love with. I am a budget streamer, okay? I'm a budget streamer. I cannot be affording no $300-$400 lightings like some
Okay.
people like
You
goes crazy on.
you're talking about being a budget streamer. I'm still on the PS. Come on now. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to understand if there's a way for me to maximize the stuff that I have completely, right?
I'm
That's
on the
that's
same
where I'm
boat.
at.
I'm on the same boat. I just that I don't people always assume that streaming is always like super expensive. Yeah, later on probably it is as you want to upgrade and do all these other things. But certain things you can cut back on. Like
Right.
some of the women at Girl Streamers, they have for their green screen because they have limited space. Um Poster board. They have green poster board. You know the type that you get for probably your school supplies and you do your school
Right.
projects, the tri boards.
Right.
It's green. And so they just have that standing behind them or they somehow have it attached to their chair
That's crazy.
and they just have lighting and they're super creative about it. If you can be super creative and on a budget and be able to have all those nice things. Like even my lights, I have two studio lights that were like $40. I'm like looking at it now. It's super
Hmm.
compact. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room because like I've seen some setups where they have the huge light diffusers, the ones that are like 3 feet by 2 feet, and they have
Right.
like two or three of them. Oh, I don't have room for that. I don't have space. I don't have the money for that. That's just
Hmm.
it's just kind of crazy. My first lighting was just desk lighting, and I bought LED bulbs, the soft white ones, the one that are I think the lumen ratings is something around 5500K. That the light that gives off that nice blue hue, not the one that gives off the yellow, because that gives you weird lighting. And that's what I used for the longest time.
Hmm.
So, and I just recently changed this. I was like, oh, well, I got my tax return. I can afford to buy one nice thing for myself. So I bought some $40 lights off of
Interesting.
Amazon. So
The lovely place Amazon.
I know. I know. I tried looking on Island first and they had nothing. Well, they did. I just couldn't afford them.
Amazon's the place.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to have those stores anymore to see if they have them or not. Oh,
Oh man.
Amazon.
Amazon's the place. I mean, I definitely appreciate that info. That's good stuff. So what we got? We got Far Cry stuff. Far Cry executive producer Dan Hayes speculated that players will be able to get through its main missions in about 25 hours. Konami has announced that its Zone of the Enders sequel remaster, subtitled The Second Runner. I think there's a delay there, which is September. And Yakuza 6 Song of Life demo is back in the Play Store. Any comments on those things?
Did they make sure it's just the demo this time? Did they make
I'm
somebody?
pretty
You're gonna
sure.
sit here and you're gonna play this and make sure it cuts off.
I'm pretty sure that this time they locked it somehow. But yeah, as I was sharing with you earlier, that genre has become one of my favorites. You know, it really reminds me of the fun that I used to have playing Final Fantasy VII, which is crazy. And I'm really having a good time. You know, considering the other games. Kiwami was announced recently as well. Kiwami 2, which is I think is a remake of one of the previous games, whatever. But I really dig it. I really dig it. Word.
Yeah, I noticed that you've been playing and streaming it a lot. I've
Yeah.
never really played Far Cry. Not Far Cry, Yakuza. I'm reading the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yakuza.
Do you want to, or you don't care
I
for it?
don't know. I'm kind of behind on things, so I'm not really focusing on too many other games. Really,
Got
I
it.
mean, I did start playing A Way Out. Really good.
Joseph
Ferris.
Ferris, right? Got it.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. I know it's a short game. Um,
5 hours, 8.
5 or 6 hours, I was told. I think we only played half of it though. We didn't want to do it all in one sitting because it was already late at night. But it is really really good. It's $30 if you have a friend. That here's the funny thing is, you have to play with another person. So you have to have that co-op partner. You can't play it by
Got it.
yourself. You have to have them. And it makes sense. It fits in perfectly into it. So if you have a buddy, a friend, and it doesn't even have to be locally, they could be living on the other side of the world, and you guys want to split
Right.
this $30 game, it's perfect. It's awesome, and it sticks true to the fact that you only have to buy one copy. And I think for play, I don't know how it works for Xbox. I didn't look into that yet. But for PlayStation, as long as you both have PS Plus, and I think there's some special app that you download um, on your PlayStation. Once you do that, whoever owns the game can send you an invite, and you're just in it and you play the game. That's it. It's
Wow.
nice. It's totally worth it. So definitely cough up to $15 to split it with a friend. If you're getting 5 6 hours of gameplay, I think that's definitely worth it. The story is really good. The graphics is really well for a budget game. It's nice, kind of like how Hellblade, budget game, really great graphics, really great story. Um, Not like Hidden Agenda, which was $20. Terrible story, terrible graphics. Was not a fan. So I'm aiming to finish that game soon. Good.
Mm, okay. So that's what's going on with that. Twitch extension support comes to Android. Nintendo opens up its E3 website. There's going to be a Splatoon 2 tournament, and I think that stuff is happening between the 11th and 12th of June. Also, newly announced a Super Smash Brothers title on the Switch, which is fairly recent, right? I think that happened. As
Yeah,
far as that
was it?
announcement is concerned, any comments on those things?
Well, first Troy says, Kuza, you play and learn Japanese. 2 for 1 deal. Really?
Nani? Yeah.
Nani?
Oh
But
man, game is so.
I only started
Gotta get
noticing the
them.
Twitch extension support like by accident recently.
Mm,
'Cause I saw this like, what is this button? I'm like, oh, it's for the Twitch extension. Yeah, my phone's too
yeah,
small. I don't want to fiddle with this.
yeah, it's dope. See, now you got me thinking about it now. Oh man, I don't know what it is about that game. I really enjoy. But yeah, so Nintendo E3. So when you getting a Switch? This year, next year,
I don't
2019?
know when I can afford
I'm
it.
debating. I'm
When I can
debating too.
afford it, but I can
'Cause
tell you this next thing I might be buying before the Switch, which is kind of ridiculous.
what thing?
It's our next topic. So Atari,
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Atari's upcoming console, the first of in the first 20 years or so, is officially named it the Atari VCS.
Yes.
And I missed the first was the first chance to pre-order, which I believe is in December. They already sold out. So the next round of being able to pre-order, I'm currently on the wish list, is the beginning of April, so in the first couple weeks.
Okay.
And I don't think there's a solid price. It's somewhere around $250 to $300.
Mm.
I guess I'll pay for that.
You'll pay for that. You'll pay for that before the Switch.
Maybe
Before the
yes.
Switch?
Yes.
Before the Switch.
Yes. I'm going off of nostalgia here because the Atari was my first gaming console.
Okay.
So, and it looks really cool and it looks really nice and I'm looking forward to it. So many good memories with this console. It really was my first one and I loved it. I loved everything
Okay.
about it and then like looking at just looking at it. Oh my god. It looks it looks so badass. It
It
looks
looks pretty dope.
ridiculous.
It
You're
looks
like
pretty
thinking I'm
dope.
crazy. Just a little bit?
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Because the thing is, I'm seeing all these Switches pretty much pouring everything into this platform right now. All the games that we thought would never come to the Switch are coming to the Switch, which is for me. I understand the nostalgia for you for the Atari. I've never owned an Atari, so I don't understand. So I'll say that. Um, and the Nintendo was my first, which is why whenever Nintendo comes out with a system, I'm always excited about it, even though I haven't owned a system ever since the Nintendo. I think, yeah, really, maybe a Game Boy here and there, but outside of that, nothing really. But so I get it, I get it. But as far as what the Switch is doing, and a topic that we're going to cover later, and that adjustment that they're making for the Switch is going to be dope too. So that's exciting stuff.
Love the way the Atari looks. It's so classic.
Yeah,
So ageless, so simple, so oh my goodness. And I the thing is, the problem is I don't know if I want the wood grain one, which is, you know, very much design over the original, or the nice
right.
sleek black one.
Well, I mean, for nostalgia, you got to do the wood grain.
No, but the sleek black one looks so nice too.
True,
Ugh, I disappoint
true.
myself.
It's tempting because I don't know what they're going to have on that platform that's going to pull me in, right?
Hmm.
Because that's I mean, just the other day I was playing Gears and I was like, wow, I forgot how dope this game was. But so there's just certain things that's going to pull me in. What on that platform is going to say, hey, you have to play it here? I don't know, right? So that whole thing is the big question that I have for the platform. Not saying that I don't appreciate what it's going to bring to the table. What's going on, Nasty? I appreciate you stopping by the stream. Not saying that I'm not going to appreciate the platform for what it's going to bring. At this time, I don't know what it's going to bring, with the exception of it may be able to have streaming capabilities that we already enjoy, right? And in terms of exclusive content for the platform, unless they announced it, while we were recording, I don't know of. So that's the big question mark for me. Um, but it looks really dope. I got to give it, its due. It looks really, really dope. So that's how I feel about it right now. But there's something I didn't think I'd like, I really like now, based on what I saw, is State of Decay. I don't know what happened to me. I'm liking all these games that I never liked before. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know.
Maybe you just weren't in the mood for it when it originally came out.
I mean, but for a long time, like the only thing I was playing was shooting games. So now playing all these other games, it's like I missed out on so many titles. Like, but State of Decay 2 looks really dope. There's a 25-minute thing of it that you can find on the internet's thing that was released somewhere around March 7th, 8th, give or take, of 2018. State of Decay 2 is doing its thing. I really like the cooperative nature of the game. Um, Zombies, Outbreak, or whatever. and that whole dynamic is looking really really dope for me.
I have okay, so not directly with State of Decay.
Mm,
More of what you said is like how you missed out on this and this title. I
right.
think I don't okay, well,
Mm,
I don't believe gaming is should be some like health thing at all or some mental disability or whatever it is that they want to title it. But my
word.
mentality on how I feel about video games and why I buy so many and own so many and have such a huge library, I kind of have this paranoia of missing out on really great games.
Okay.
And it causes me to be like, well, that looks really cool. That looks really cool. Oh, okay, I'm going to get it now and then I'll have it here. So when I'm ready to play it, I'll be able to play it and I own it. And I get nervous about all the other games that I've never heard of yet. And and I want to know about all of them and I want to play all of them. And I'm just like, oh, this has
So
got to
it's in,
be some kind of like video game hoarding disability or something.
maybe it's interesting you say that because right now, if I remember correctly, between now and March 27th or something like that, give or take, PlayStation's having a sale of different titles, and one of the titles that they have on sale is the Borderlands collection, Ultimate, whatever they call it, fantastic, handsome collection, whatever, one of those
Mm-hmm.
things that they call it. It's like $15, right? 15.97 or whatever. I'm
Worth it.
interested in that. I'm interested in that, and I'm like, but that means I gotta buy it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I have Borderlands on previous consoles. I think I have it for Xbox 360. I think I have the first one. I think maybe the Xbox backwards compatibility. Something happened where I have it on one and not the other or whatever. But I have it already. Why am I interested in rebuying something that I already have? Is it the digital nature of it? Maybe. But for the entire collection to be able to stream it very, very easily without me to install or trying to finagle anything in particular just to get it to work, um, the handsome collection for PlayStation 4 is really calling me right now. But I don't need it because I'm playing Yakuza. I may be playing Street Fighter, maybe jump on the Division, maybe look at Destiny 2 since they're trying to get their mind right. So there's a couple of things that I'm like, really, I don't know, Gutter. I don't know if I want to make that jump. But it's tempting, but it doesn't make sense because I already have the game.
I think for those, it has to be a series that you love playing through several
Right.
times. And it
Right.
doesn't like, even if they came out with, which I'm sure it's inevitable, an Xbox 2X and a PS5.
Right. Right.
And they're gonna be like, here's another HD remake, blah blah blah, of this series for this platform. Those people who
Right.
really love that series will buy it again and will play through it again. So like for Gutter over here, he's played through the Devil May Cry series so many times. Obviously, he was a fan of it. Even if it was not just Devil May Cry, it would be the Metal Gear Solid series. He's gonna buy it again on this
Right.
platform and play through it again because you enjoy it.
Right.
For
And they
me,
just announced the Peace Walker recently for backwards compatibility for Xbox, which is really dope. I think it's Peace Walker, one of those. And that's great, you know. So I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I'm looking at it's $15. That's the lowest that I've seen it. But yeah.
see, I'm right. Yep.
Yeah.
But
So yeah.
if you're not so much a fan of the series, then yeah, I can understand why you're going to like be a little bit hesitant. Even though you're getting several games for $15, and
Right.
I believe the Handsome Collection has all of the DLC with it as well. That's that's a great deal.
Thanks, Danielle. You're really helping me right now.
You're
Spending
welcome.
$15.
You're welcome.
Spending
Because your
$15 right
$15 is
now.
for those games, two, three, whatever games it is a lot cheaper than the one skin that I want to buy on Fortnite.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
it's tempting, but the reality of it is I want to finish playing as much of Yakuza that I can take, which is a lot right now because I'm loving the game. So I definitely want to play through that. Um, Division is doing their thing, so I'll probably jump into that. Destiny is trying to do updates, so I may do that, and maybe some indie game will catch my attention, or whatever the next April and May selection for Bloodborne. Right, that's a thing. Not too long ago, so there are options there for me to really play and get into. But I like the white noise, Japanese conversations, subtitling, reading of combat system, etc. that Yakuza brings, which is fairly new to me. So I'm really enjoying that.
But
So
it's a
that's
good
what's
thing
up.
that sale is next month then.
That's what's up.
So you can have your
so
couple weeks of Yakuza, and then you'll be like, I've had my fill, and now it's
I
April.
don't
Hey there,
know.
handsome
I don't
collection.
know. I don't know. I think that actually ends the 27th of March. So that ends if the 27th is Tuesday, that's when it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So nah.
No.
That means I got
Okay.
to pay for that. I don't know. Epic Games has announced that the release of 12 million worth of assets. About that a little bit earlier from its free-to-play mobile title Paragon, with more to follow. The assets are available for Unreal Engine for developers to access, and includes 20 AAA quality characters along with their skins, dialogue, VFX, and animations, plus over 1,500 environmental components. They're available to download for free, which is amazing.
I think that's really cool, and that's super smart of Epic to do. They're making really smart decisions. And it's not, I don't see it as them just giving away just $12 million worth of stuff for free.
Mm-mm.
Um,
That's bank for them.
it had, it had, yeah, of course, if they can make $1 million in 72 hours off of a mobile game, they're kind of making their money back here still.
That's bank for them. Absolutely.
but But what it comes down to it is that Paragon did have a nice community, and it had people who loved playing the game and wanted to see it succeed. It's just that they just made questionable decisions that really deter the community. That sucks on them. So that was a bad idea. But releasing it to it and having people have access to it and do what they will and create stuff. That is amazing. That's really cool. And there's a lot of things, and I'm just spitballing here of ideas of what could be done with it. I mean, there's a lot of nonprofit organizations that are aiming to teach women or even just teenagers, just kids to enjoy programming and design. If you have these assets to take into your classroom, into your community, and teach and mold younger generations to want to get into this, this is a great foundation right here. This is awesome for them to have hands on into something that an actual studio created and to see and to create something from that.
Mm.
Not to say that's what is happening, but that is a possibility. And then you have people who are at home that want to, try to get into it, fiddle around with it,
Word.
maybe make their own things. Maybe they'll revive Paragon for local servers. You don't know. Or maybe they could just turn it around like there's a RPG maker, which today you have all these assets to make your own RPG game, and maybe they could do that. Any person could just do that with the Paragon assets that they're being given. So it's awesome to see that it's not going to be completely dying out. You don't know what people may create from it, use it for. Very smart on their part. Just to be able to do something with it. And I'm sure as developers and designers on Paragon, you don't really want your work just to go like, and you're dead.
Right.
No, I
No,
think
I
that's cool.
think we're gonna see a lot of good come out of that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered is in the works, but it doesn't have multiplayer. Okay.
What?
Um, that's what I said. That's what I said. I looked at it, I was like, okay. Why would you do that? But whatever. Player Unknown's Battleground upcoming 4x4 map. That a thing with you guys? You guys been excited about that? Gearing up for that? Do you care
uh,
about that?
I kind of do. I mean, I don't dislike PUBG. I have been just enjoying Fortnite a bit more.
Right.
I have been playing it. I played it yesterday with a couple friends. And man, that map is so huge. But I love the
Hmm.
changes that they have made. I love how it runs a bit smoother. I was actually trying out the 8-man squads. That was interesting.
Hmm.
Um, but I love to see how having a smaller map will work and shape it. And I find it so funny that I don't know, what was it, 5, 6 months ago, how PUBG over here was like Fortnite's copying us and they're doing what we're doing. I don't like it, but here we are. PUBG is doing the same thing that Fortnite's doing.
Right. It's the
They're
product
both
that
they're
sells.
yeah, they're both dominating the battle royale scene hands down right now. And there are others and then people are enjoying those other battle royale games, but basically those are the two main ones. And they're fighting for that top spot constantly.
Right.
And it's who gets there first.
Mm.
It's like some months, they're really ahead, and other months they're not. But I can definitely tell you that there has been no game where 600,000 people were watching PUBG. So,
Exactly.
so Fortnite and Epic's all like, so what you gonna do about that now, huh? That's like
Right.
a mic drop and walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus they're doing that party thing at E3. That
Okay,
gathering thing.
speaking of that, okay, I really, really wish I was able to record with you last week. So I was listening. I was listening to your whole thing, and you made that
Mm.
comment how
What I did. What I
and
say.
Ninja, that it just happened organically. They just happened to hit each other up. Let's play a game, and that it wasn't set up. I'm gonna call BS on that because how are you going to have that, right?
Right.
And then the very
Right.
following day, they announced, hey, we're going to have our Fortnite Pro-Am party with all these athletes, musicians, and Fortnite players, when that's exactly what Ninja did. You're going to
Mm.
tell
So
me that that wasn't set up? Like, they can try to act that it was all set up. But,
right.
like, what did Drake do? Today I
All
feel
right.
like playing
So
Fortnite. Who can I hit up to play Fortnite with? Oh,
Ninja, the best
look at
player in
this
the
dude.
world.
Oh my god. No.
Okay, so I think that there's things that happen, there's serendipities in things that take place. So based on the way that played out chronologically, it looks planned, right? The way it was
Mm-hmm.
executed. It does. It does. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I like to believe that there's serendipities and things that happen because we've experienced those things. And individuals who are outsiders looking in and be like, that was planned. So that's how I look at it.
I don't think that was serendipity.
Okay,
No, no,
fair enough.
because there is this part that tuned in to, and hold on one second. Gutter says breaking news: 1 million concurring on a YouTube channel at the moment, live. For which one? Watching somebody play PUBG or Fortnite. But
1 million concurrents
there
on
was a
a
point
wow,
in their conversation
crazy.
when he was talking with Drake, and they wanted
Hmm.
to add in Juju, which is what is that? Football player for the Steelers or whatever it is. I don't know. Some sports
Right,
guy. I don't know who.
right, right.
Oh, 1 million
Oh,
concurrent on
Fortnite.
YouTube for Fortnite? Jeez.
Sheesh. My
But
goodness.
there was a point in the conversation where they wanted to have squads. They weren't just gonna do duos. And
Right.
Ninja mentions he's like, yeah, I'll just hit up Epic to add so and so to my friends list,
I did hear that.
like they did for you to me. So I was like, you
Okay.
going to tell me? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not necessarily a fan of Drake, but I'm not a hater of Drake. I'm just like he's kind of like in the middle where I'm like, okay, great that you did this. Kind of liked you better in a wheelchair on Degrassi, but what you're gonna tell me that if a celebrity hit you up to play a
Mm.
game, you know what I'm gonna do if I don't have room on my friends list? I'm gonna be like, sorry, you're gone. I'll come back to you
Just just deleting
if yeah,
deleting people.
I'll just make room for you. Okay? I'll
Mm.
make all the I will start a whole new friends list for you. But no, what does he do? He just like does a couple button presses like he has Epic. That's the funny thing too. It's like he had Epic live right there because when they were trying to add a friend to play this, he just automatically already had some like hotline,
Well, why
to
wouldn't he though? Why wouldn't he?
because
He
he has it
should.
set up because it's set up. It was no
He
there's
should.
nothing
He
serendipitous.
should. Daniela, he is the number one, according to what I understand, Fortnite player in the world. How would you not have a hotline to Epic? Why would you not? I don't think that's for me. It's like I'm not surprised by that. To the point where he was saying, okay, so hey, we can do this, we can do that. I'm definitely gonna say, and he's talking on his stream and say, hey, Epic, you should make those changes because that is like a barrier for us to, make this and make that. Like he was like, doing the commentary of what he was requesting, not an email, not a forum post, not a DM. Like during the stream, he was like, hey, Epic, I think you guys should fix this. So why would you not? If
Why
you're the
would
number one player, go ahead.
like that's so much privilege. I mean, yeah, I would get that he would probably have a means of being able to
Okay.
contact them. But this person just seemed like he was there for Ninja, for Drake 24/7. Like it's
Mm.
instantaneous. Like, "Oh, okay, let me just hit up Epic. Okay, good. You guys are friends now." There was like no delay. Usually, like, yeah, okay, I can understand being able to have a contact at Epic to, hey, I want to make this happen. I want a question for whatever reasons it is. But that was like
Well, okay.
instantaneous.
Okay, what does that mean, Gutter? They
Oh,
kept
okay.
the
So
server
they
running.
kept the
Help me out
server.
with
So
that. I don't know what that means.
that night there was an update. That was just before the night before. I think the release for the iOS for
Okay.
mobile play. And
Mm-hmm.
there is an update that they have usually scheduled, and it'll tell you right on the lobby there. It's like, hey, matchmaking will stop in 20-30 minutes, and this update, which takes like 2-3 hours. Um, yeah, they postponed that so that they could play longer.
Okay.
They postponed it
So,
until they wanted to stop playing.
which was how long? Because I think at one point they had 637,000 concurrents, right? Up
I
to,
think
if
I
not a little
think
over that.
local time for me. I think they pushed out the update about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
Think that's when it was. It wasn't just an hour, it wasn't 2 hours, it was several. So they
Right.
waited
Would you
till
have
like,
stopped
okay.
that? Would you have stopped that if you were the one controlling the servers and that activity was happening on your servers?
Well, no,
Gutter, would you have
because
stopped that?
oh,
Daniela, would you have stopped that?
of course I wouldn't have because I want to,
Okay.
promote my Fortnite Pro-Am event that's happening in E3. Of course I'm not going to stop it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
And if
enough.
if it was the marketing guy that set this up for all of them, because I think it was a
Mm.
setup, I'm not being conspiracy theory here.
Shout out to the
That
marketing guy.
marketing guy probably didn't think that maybe they would play that long, you know?
Mm.
And it was far more successful than they probably expected it to be. And yeah, sure, of
Right.
course you're going to let them playing because you have 600,000 plus people watching your game. And for
Word.
so many of those people, that's possibly the first time that they have ever seen Fortnite. As
True.
popular as it is, that could be for half of those people, it could have been their first time experiencing it. And then to be experiencing it on that high of a level,
Right.
coming from Ninja, not necessarily from Drake or anybody else, because they were just like, well, you're a potato aim and Ninja is carrying you.
Okay. So check this out. So I need some tips. So Gutter, I know you play. How do I start playing? Okay, it was one thing to watch those guys. Okay, shout outs to Ninja, shout outs to Drake and stuff like that. That's great. But as a PS4 player, how do I start playing Fortnite? Like, what should I focus on? I know that you have to do your drop. You start getting a gun. Do I squat up? Do I not squat up? Like, what tips would you give me as a? I'm a noob. I'm not even level 2 yet. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing.
Switch to Combat Pro. First, change your button layout to Combat Pro.
Change your button layout to. Okay, so what does that mean?
Don't use a default. Um, just
Okay,
that the building is a lot faster. It's a different way of
okay,
switching in between your materials and your guns.
because it's triangle right now by default, right? I think or something like that when you're switching. I don't know,
Yes, triangle,
something like that.
because on Xbox
I don't
controller
even know.
that's the Y button. So to switch between your materials or your guns, you'll be using the LB/RB or the right trigger, left trigger, I believe it is.
Okay, okay,
So you use
all right.
that to switch, and it's a whole lot faster, and it's a
Okay,
lot
so
better.
I see what you guys are saying. So you say planned to some degree.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That's all good. So that's happening. Okay, that's a big thing. We talked about Call of Duty. We talked about the PUBG 4x4. Hellblade is going to Xbox One on April 11th. Thoughts on that?
Oh man, I'm just going lost in this whole conversation. What now? Hellblade.
Wait, wait.
Oh
You wanna tarry some more? We could
no,
tarry some
no,
hang some more. I don't
no,
mind.
it's not. Yes, if it's coming to Xbox One, you haven't played it yet, and you haven't gotten it on PlayStation or on PC, yes, get Hellblade on Xbox One. If it happens to be Xbox One enhanced for some reason, oh, definitely. You will not be
Hmm,
disappointed whatsoever. That's another one that's totally worth the $30.
hmm. Fantastic. All right, so let's connect the Fortnite thing. This is becoming the Fortnite show today. 395. So the replay editor, do you guys are you guys excited about that? Things that you're gonna be able to do in there. Are you planning to do anything in that?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. It's something that's definitely really cool. So the what I took away from it and what they showed, it's more like you can almost make your whole own like movie or YouTube like
Yep.
clip off of those whole things because you have control over like the camera angles and what's happening. That's cool. That is really cool. So for a little while, only okay, PUBG didn't exactly have it. Like you can have a kill cam, so you can watch a replay of how you died. But to have a replay of your entire match and then to be able to change it, oh my god, that's cool. That is really cool. I can't wait till we can mess around with it. I can't wait to see what other people create with it because I feel those people who have like custom servers, people who have access to being able to make custom servers for cups and games for Fortnite, I can only imagine the type of movies and YouTube videos that they can generate and create with just that. Kind of like it reminds me of like Red versus Blue.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the things that people will be able to make just having that ability? I think is
So do
cool.
you think they're gonna do the same thing like Red versus Blue? Like they're gonna voice acting and all that stuff for the
Oh,
characters?
that
Because
would
that
be
would be like a
hilarious if they do. I don't know what they would call
that'd be
it, but if they
right.
do, that'd be amazing because there's so many character skins to make this happen. Like, I would love it.
Mm. All right. So you have that. I think I was gonna ask you something else about that too. Fortnite, Fortnite. It escapes me right now. Man. A Street Fighter 30th anniversary edition that's going to be coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on May 29th. Any comments on that?
No,
Nothing
not
there.
really. Nothing. Just give me the TV
Okay.
show. You can keep the game. I just want the
Yeah,
TV
TV.
series.
TV series is definitely going to be dope. CD Project Red's Cyberpunk 2077 may have multiplayer coming after launch. And one of the things that I wanted to mention earlier, but I wanted to wait a little bit, Ori will be launching a special left-hand Joy-Con this July for the like the old school D-pad thing for the Switch. Any comments on that?
Um, Okay, don't be fooled. So Hori is creating
Don't
the
be fooled.
left-hand Joy-Con thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll launch in Japan. And I don't think they
Mm.
announced or released anywhere that it is going to be coming overseas to the US.
Okay.
Um, so if you got hookups to send you stuff overseas,
Right.
as I would suggest, or maybe, making a Japan Amazon account. I don't know.
I mean, but you have the site called Play Asia, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
let me just pull it up real quick. I think it's playasia.net. Play Asia. Just give me a couple
But
of
they are
secs here.
selling it for
Play
a very
Asia.
affordable
Yeah.
price, which is, I think, in Japan it'd be 2,678 yen, which is equivalent right
Hmm.
now to the exchange rate is roughly $25 US.
Yeah. Play-asia.com, which is a website you can get some dope stuff, and they're pretty. They've been around for a long time, so I think their legitimacy is solid. But yeah, so you can grab it from them, maybe.
Maybe I think you can. I mean, it just won't be as easily obtainable to get it stateside. That's kind of it. I think that's like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
main thing. But it is affordable in terms of being $25. I don't know what it would be cost wise shipping it because you have
Right.
to do all those customs and everything. Um, but if that's your thing, and I think that the design that they're coming out with is nice. It took them a while to go and make that happen, but hey, they're making it available.
Yeah. If you wanted it, it is making its way. And last, definitely not least, God of War. I mean, this I'm excited. I think I'm gonna end up buying this. Right? I think I
Oh
had
my god, it looks
man.
so good.
All right. Go ahead. Reactions when you saw that. What'd you see? What'd you like?
Okay, so the 15-minute playthrough, I watched part of them explaining the new combat um, mechanics that they're changing and what they're doing, but I paid
Right?
more attention to the 15-minute gameplay of it, and oh my god, do I want a PS4 Pro so bad, so badly, um, because it looks beautiful, and the the combat mechanics that they have and they're changing and updating it looks really good. I don't think I'm gonna have so much of a problem adjusting or having a problem with it just based off of what it looks like. And that battle axe thing that he have that he just throws out and then it just kind of just comes back.
Yeah.
That's more badass than Thor's hammer.
Really?
I think so. Because this axe can chop off people's heads. I mean, I guess Thor's hammer could too.
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised of how much they incorporated his son into everything, right?
mm-hmm.
It's almost a seamless progression of the game from what we saw with the 15-minute clip, and how he's reading the Norse different things, decoding stuff as you're next to him and protecting him at the same time, fighting alongside of him. I think that whole great. Uh, the uh, the hammer is dope. I like the fact that you're not powerless when you do not have the hammer after you've thrown it. I like that, where you can still do the combat stuff with your hands, as well as the shield that retracts and opens in a particular manner, right? You can do combos with that, uh, parry and throw people and break necks and pull people apart. All the things that you expect from Kratos, right? All those things. So I like um, that whole experience, and I think that when games are so amazing like that and they're exclusive to a particular platform, it's like, wow, okay, what do? You buy it or you request a review and hope to get it for free. But outside of that, like Uncharted Lost Legacy is a game that I still want. There's some other games that are still that not a lot of games, just a few games that I definitely want to play, and this game is one of the games that I want to play absolutely for sure because it is amazing to look at. The gameplay was dope. The combat system is going to be new to me because I haven't played God of War since PlayStation 3, maybe 2 or 3 back. I think that they came out with a collection not too long ago. I don't remember what that was, but yeah. Any additional thoughts on that?
Um, yeah, I'm not hating on the updates and the combat at all. I do like that they still, at least from the teaser video that they gave for the 15 minutes, they still has that whole puzzle element, which I really enjoyed about the series. Um, and like I said so many times before, especially when they first announced this God of War, this is like the father son bonding game that you always wanted because they include his son in it. I just hope, which is the same for any game, not just this game, but any game that you have an AI character that isn't controllable, that's kind of going to be your partner. Um, Man, I'm like looking at this boss battle right now. It just looks amazing. I just
Right.
hope that it
So
doesn't get in the way. I hope that, at least from what I've seen, he kind of stays off. The sun stays off. He has a ranged weapon. He's not constantly like in danger or anything like that. And it doesn't look like he gets into your way. That's my huge problem with any of those type of games where you have an AI for your second player, is that they don't always move the way that you want them to move. They're more of a hindrance than anything. So I'm kind of hoping that they got that right. But even if they didn't, I know I'm going to enjoy this game. This game just looks so good. It looks like so much fun. Oh, I can't wait to play it.
okay, a couple of things to mention: the upgrading on the axe and the outfits, right? The remembrance of chains with the bandage on his hands. The fact that he still has the old uh, costume tucked in under the current costume that he has. And I don't remember how many God of War that came out. I have 1, 2, and 3 apparently on PlayStation 3. Was there four? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think that was before.
So I have 1, 2, and 3 on PlayStation 3. Um, I don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things, but I really enjoyed what I've played in the past.
No,
So
there wasn't
we
a
have to
four.
see.
I'm like remembering all of the ones that came out on PSP, but there wasn't a four, unless you count Ascension as four. But
Okay,
no.
got it. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, so we're definitely excited about God of War. Saw a 15-minute video. Stuff is going to be in the show notes as well as the combat system. And what did you think of the blacksmith walking around doing his thing?
I think that was so cool. It's just everything. Everything about this game can just do me no wrong right now. Really, really can't. I just wanted to make a side note here. So I was
Go ahead.
mentioning that today was the first day in possibly 3 weeks or so that it was super sunny and blue skies. Like, I can send you a picture of
Send me a
blue
picture.
skies. It is currently pouring right now.
Oh, now it's pouring.
It it is pouring right now, and I'm
Wow.
like, all right, sorry, I lied. We don't get any sunshine over here. I lied.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's currently what's happening. It's kind of
No,
sad.
it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, but that's pretty much all we have for episode 395. I don't think we missed anything. I definitely want to mention that this upcoming week, the week of the 27th, I guess that Tuesday, that week we will not have a live recording of the show radio. I want to mention that uh, as well at the tail end of this episode 395. We will drop a bonus episode this week, and I'm also recording one so I'm looking forward to that conversation that I'm recording this week. This episode is probably going to go out between Monday and Tuesday, so look for that in the feed. The bonus episode is going straight to the feed, theshowradio.info/listen. And that's all I have, Daniela. Close us out.
Man, it went from being kind of nice and warm in here to I'm actually cold. Because it's just blowing in. I can hear the rain. And I sent you that picture of the sunny skies. It was not a lie. It was nice and blue. It was nice.
Man,
It was.
we just start pouring out of nowhere. Oh, that's pretty. Wow.
Yeah, if you went outside and you saw that, would you think it was going to be raining? I
Absolutely not.
I took that picture just before we started recording.
That's beautiful. Wow. I'm going
Just
to come
before we
see y'all
started
soon.
recording. That was like
We got to
two
do
hours
that.
ago.
Get that potluck ready. Tell Gutter to quit too.
All right.
We're gonna do some.
So, thank you for watching and listening to the show, episode 395. We totally appreciate you guys. And if you haven't noticed, we do have a Discord. So, definitely join our community on Discord. You can visit us at theshowradio.info/Discord, and that will send you instant invite into our community. We want to start using it more, interacting with you guys, even when we're not streaming. And maybe you don't use Twitter or Instagram nearly as often. So definitely check it out, our Discord. If you have any feedback or tips, or you want to fact check us and you want to correct us on anything, you can definitely email us at community@theshowradio.info. You can also never miss a show of ours by subscribing to us on your favorite podcatchers at theshowradio.info/listen. You can watch us live on Twitch here if you can, or catch up on one of our VODs by hitting the follow button up there and visiting us on twitch.tv/The Show Radio Live. And for everything that we talked about today, you can check out our website for all of our notes at www.theshowradio.info. And until next time, which will not be next Sunday, remember that, not next Sunday, but April 8th, we will be back for episode 396. Until then, you guys have a great one. Bye.